Well, good morning everybody, and it's a thoroughly miserable day out there today. We had an interesting night. We had a good night. When I say interesting, I don't mean overly exciting or anything. The weather is really quite poor today. I've looked at the forecast, and it's kind of, well, Hartford over that way is dry but cloudy. South Brent down there somewhere is misty all day, and Ivy Bridge down over that way is cloudy for most of the day, with rain coming in later on. So I don't know what this weather's going to do. It's not very nice at all. I'm probably going to stay today here. That was always the plan anyway. But I have to say, originally when I looked at the forecast, which you will know from if you've seen the previous videos of this trip, it was supposed to have been sunny or sunny intervals yesterday and today, and not this. This has come in the last 2 or 3 days. But basically I'm just going to stay in camp, and we'll kind of see how it goes. I'm quite happy relaxing here. It's nice to have a break from home. If I do decide to go back, it won't be because of the weather or anything like that, because I was always planning on staying. But if you remember, in the first part I had to put a repair here, and if you remember, it was a tiny little hole. Well, if you look now, there's a tear about 1 centimetre across under the patch that I've put there. Now, it's not expanded beyond that silicone thing, that sticky stuff. And then I've put a patch on the outside, which I did that first night. So I'm hoping that it won't extend beyond that. Now, if it doesn't, then I'll probably stay. As I'm going to be lying on this probably most of the day, because I don't think the weather's going to be nice enough for going outside at all. And then if it holds up the day, then it will probably hold up the night, hopefully. Last night when I was looking at it, I was thinking, if it goes and it goes in the night, then it's going to be a catastrophic failure, and I'm going to be on the ground and have a very uncomfortable night. But I don't think it's changed. I think it's the same. When I'm leaning on it, you can see it's opened up completely within that rubbery sticky stuff, but that patch is holding quite firmly. So I'm kind of hoping that patch, I've reduced the pressure in the mat a little bit. In a way, it'll be a good test to see how strong those patches are. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, for the moment anyway, it's misty, it's raining, the airbed's up, so I don't even need to move. So we'll kind of play it by ear, and you know, and go from there really. Anyway, I got this Otrivine nasal spray thing. I thought I'd try that, because my right nostril is completely bunged up. So I'm going to try that, and then I'm going to have another tea, and then I'll have some breakfast. It's 10 past 10. We're halfway through the morning. I woke up, I don't know, I think it was about 9 o'clock, something just after 9, I think. So it hasn't been very long, so I think we're just going to, as long as this holds up, then we're probably going to stay here. It's supposed to stop raining maybe during the day for a few minutes, although it depends which part we are. If we're on the South Brent part rather than the Ivy Bridge part, when they're quite close together. The trouble is though, we're on the moors, not down in the village, and South Brent is probably closer to us than Ivy Bridge. Then it's probably just going to stay misty now until the afternoon, and then rain again until about 6 or 7, and then maybe stop raining at about 7. If this stays up and that happens and I've got enough water, then we'll stay in this tent until 7, and then we'll try and get over into the Soulo later on, you know, later on this afternoon, and try and have a night in that. And it's supposed to be a dry night. Once we get to 7 o'clock, it's supposed to be dry all night, and then sunny intervals tomorrow. So the sunny intervals that we should have got today, I think we're going to get tomorrow, which, to be fair, is probably, well, I'd rather have a sunny period today and tomorrow, but I must admit, for walking out, especially with Lizzy, I'm kind of glad that it's, you know, at least it's tomorrow. I don't know whether I'm going to get Lassie down here, even in one of those wheelie things, because the ones that I've looked at, even the bit more expensive ones, they've got quite a small front wheel. So I'm not convinced that I would be able to push that. The back wheels are quite big on it, but I'm not sure how it's going to go, and I certainly wouldn't get as far as here. Maybe further up is possible, but then I don't know. I'm not convinced I'm going to get her down here. Maybe I could get her onto the North Moor. We'll have to have a bit of a think on that one. Cheers, tea. Even though it's raining, we've put the solar panel, and we've gained 1% in the last hour. I've closed the door, and the solar panel is out in the rain, but obviously the electrical bit I've got this side, and it's kind of covered up itself, so the actual attachment, you know, is covered. We've just boiled water, so we're going to have porridge. I'm feeling a little bit more confident that this is going to hold now, because it hasn't changed, and I do think that sticky thing, I think it will hold. I'll have a look in my repair kit. I've got another patch, I've got one more patch exactly the same as that, So, you know, if necessary, you know, I could put one more patch on. I might have tenacious tape in or something similar. I'm not sure. I'll have a look. I'll see what I've got in. But I do think it will hold, because I've got quite a bit of pressure. I mean, I've reduced the pressure in the mat generally, so my backside has bottomed out. There's quite a bit of pressure, you know, just on that. And I think it's reached its maximum tear point. I did yesterday, when I went for a walk, my trousers and shirt got damp. So last night I put them to one side, and my wind shirt, which was damp last night, I'd put over the end of my sleeping bag, and that has still tiny bit damp, but for the most part has dried out. I've put my shirt and trousers over the end as well. I'll put that there because it's warmed up a bit now. Overnight, I will say, overnight I did shut the door overnight. It was okay open, and it might have stayed okay open, but I did shut it before going to sleep because I knew it was going to rain all night, and if I was asleep I couldn't keep an eye on what was happening, so I did close it overnight. I opened it briefly this morning, and some rain did start to blow in because I didn't do the door up properly, so it has got a little bit damp down there, but not too bad. But I've closed it again now. Looking at the forecast, we're going to have a geography lesson now. It said for South Brent. What did it say for South Brent? It said for South Brent. Oh my god. You got more kisses for me? Well, thank you. So you kiss Daddy, and then we'll... Oh, really? Ooh. Like, subscribe, share, hit that... What else have they got to do? Hit that notification button. Yeah, that's right. You've got to do all that. And if you don't, then she's going to come down the airwaves and rip your throats out. Rawr! Like and subscribe. Yeah. Oh god. Lizzy. You will like and you will subscribe. And you will comment. Oh god. Oh, let's see. Yeah, so I looked at the forecast an hour ago, or half an hour ago, or 20 minutes ago, and it showed mist and fog between now and 3 o'clock, and then rain between 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And I was kind of wondering, what's the difference between mist and fog? And I didn't really, to be fair, I didn't really know. But apparently fog is you can't see jack, and mist you can see but it's misty. So fog is thicker than mist. I think it's if you can see 1,000 meters or feet or something, it's mist, and if you can't see such distance, then it's fog. And if you can only see 50 meters, it's dense fog. You see, we're a hive of intellectual information on this channel. And then anyway, I looked again 10 minutes ago, and now it's showing cloud from 11 o'clock until rain at 3 o'clock. So maybe we won't get that mist and fog. Maybe we might get a dry bit. We will have to see. Who knows what it will do, but it's potentially supposed to stop raining in the next half an hour. Whether the mist is there or not, who knows. And then it's going to rain again from 3 o'clock until 7, and then it'll be dry overnight. That's what they say. So anyway, we're and little Lizzy, I don't know whether she went outside at some point, whether she needed the loo or something. I didn't hear her go out, but at about, I don't know, 4 o'clock this morning, something like that. Or no, it must have been about 5 or 6 o'clock this morning, because I didn't need the torch and I could see her. She was down here and she was quite, not wet, but damp. And I mean, she's not going to get that damp in here. So she must have gone outside. So she'd get a little bit damp. So we brought her into the sleeping bag or under the quilt a bit, didn't we? And you got you nice and cozy. And now you've dried off a bit now. Now you're a bit drier now, aren't you? Well, you're dry, completely dry now. You're nice and warm now. Oh, Lizzy. Oh, Lizzy. Anyway, we've put breakfast on. Oh, we've gained another 1%. 19%. I don't think the GoPro actually picks it up, because I think the shutter thing, it's just blurry, but it's 19 now. So that's not too bad. We'll settle for that. 19%. Oh. Anyway, we've got tea. What more? Hang on, you're angled up. We've got tea. What more could you possibly want in life? Well, other than a bit of pussy, but other than that, what else could you possibly want in life? Other than a cup of tea. Oh, that is nice. Oh, Lizzy. There we go. And no, we won't edit that out. We'll leave that in. Anyone who watches this channel knows we're filth anyway. All right, I'm gonna get on with my tea. We're gonna have to put another battery in that GoPro because it's starting to. I think that's gonna go soon. Well, the miserable weather continues. It hasn't got any better, but on a more positive note, despite it raining, we've got 42%, so it's gone from 17% to 42%. So what's that? Gained so 20, so 20 so 17 to 20 is obviously, we call that 20 to 40 is 20, 25%. So we've gained 25% in about we gained 25% in about 6 hours. So I don't know how much more we're going to gain. I'll show you our patch. I think it will get through the night. I'm fairly confident. I've got some tenacious tape if it doesn't. But you can see the hole is quite wide there. It's really being stopped from spreading by the sticky patch there, but it's not going down. It is holding firm. I was thinking I would have to abandon camp, but luckily, you know, it's holding, and it's held for, angle you down this way, you know, it has held for basically, you know, 2 whole nights, because we did it the first night. So it's held for 2 whole nights and effectively 2 whole days, kind of. So hopefully it will hold the rest of today and tomorrow. We do have in my repair kit 1 more patch and tenacious tape. So we could use that, you know, in an emergency, but I won't put anything else on it because I want to see, you know, what it does really and how it manages. I've rechecked the forecast, and as far as I can tell, it's going well. Actually, that's a little bit more promising. It's looking like it's going to rain until 5 o'clock and then stop raining at 5. Yeah, so it was going to rain, it was going to carry on raining until 7, but it's now looking like it's going to stop raining in the next couple of hours. So maybe it will actually stop raining at 5 o'clock rather than 7. So that's promising. So we will see how accurate that is. Anyway, I'm gonna have another cup of tea and then we will see, because like I say, if it stops raining in the next couple of hours, then we'll move over to the other tent and then we'll leave this out to dry, you know, and then we'll switch over to the Soulo and see how we get on over there for a few hours. But it's pretty not very nice out there at all, but we're hanging on in there. I'll just show you, stay there Lizzy, stay there. I'll just show you out here while it's still really misty and unpleasant, because it is supposed to improve in the next hour or so. So obviously we're going to shift over there. We've got a few bits there, basically the pack, the other tent's in there, the chair is in there, and this is currently our setup, you know, at the moment. I've got Lizzy in there, keeping her in there dry. This is the misty view. I can hear the farmer's buggy somewhere, I don't know, in the distance over there, probably on those hills over there. How we didn't get lost out here, I don't know. We've got the sheep a little bit closer than normal. I think normally they can smell lassie and they don't normally get that close. But that's the solar panel there. The tent has stayed perfectly secure and strong, you know, and this is still nylon. So I'm still not really convinced about the need for seal poly. I can't realistically see Hilleberg changing anytime soon. It hasn't sagged in this weather, and it's got very wet. You know, it hasn't sagged or anything, it hasn't changed. Anyway, I think it's starting to get a little bit brighter. Starting to get a little bit brighter. It's not as wet. You know, now I'm having to sort of press my feet to get water through, whereas that was wet earlier. Oh, it is starting to clear. We're starting to see yeah, we're starting to see the hills over there, sheep over there. We couldn't see them a minute ago, and we can now see that far hill which we couldn't see before. And now we can see that huge monster coming down. The monster is going to come in. There isn't a monster, I'm just making it up, because all YouTubers now put some fake monster alien, someone's walking around my tent BSing. So we're going to pretend there's a huge monster that we can now see coming down to gobble us up. Well, minus she was 21-year-old blonde. We're very unpolitically correct on this channel. The sheep obviously are very worried and scared about that monster coming down. Anyway, we are starting to get a little bit damp standing out here, so we will duck back under cover. Anyway, it should. And now I can hear the rain coming down again. It's always strange when you can hear those farmer buggy things around there. You always think, where are they? You're fine here though, because they're not going to... First of all, you're allowed to camp here anyway. But to be honest, I don't. Even if they change the law, I really don't think I think the farmers are more interested in their livestock than policing the moors. So we can but hope. And that was our view outside, and now we can't see that field over there, or that hill over there. It's gone in the mist again. And it's like literally 5 minutes later, and maybe finally that last of the mist just over on those hills there are starting to clear. It's like we just had that little shower. It's like the rain wanted to say, no, we're going to stay longer and we're going to make you wetter. As the actress said to the bishop. But it is starting to clear. We've actually got we can see the sun for the first time really since 3 o'clock yesterday, when the rain started, and it has rained pretty much non-stop for 24 hours. It's not very often when you are in a place, apart from maybe Scotland and Dartmoor and maybe all of England, but it's not that often where you are somewhere and it just literally rains non-stop for 24 hours. Normally you get a shower, you might get a lot of cloud and overcast and such, but it's not really that often, is it? Is it? Comment below. You know, where it just rains non-stop for 24 hours. And I think this is the end of it. There's still tiny, look, there's some tiny bits of low cloud just on those hills, just in that valley there, coming through. But it really does seem like finally the last bit of this front, whatever it was, is clearing through now, finally. It's taken a long time, but like I say, we can see these hills, we can see that hill, we can see that hill over there just in the mist. It's still clinging on. We can't see everything through that valley through there, so it is quite low. Even, you know, even through there, it's quite low down. Those valleys over there, it's really quite low even in those valleys. But it is clearing, and I do think that sun will break through quite soon. It really is starting to, you know, it really is starting to improve. I might bring this solar panel, I think I need to bring it around to over here actually soon, so it's really starting to get some sun on it. Anyway, I'm gonna have my tea, another snack bar, and then hopefully we can enjoy some sunny camping.